Guys, it's the Diesel Queen here. If you are following my Project Freya here, my 05 3500, you would know that I did have to remove my brand new set of injectors because something wasn't firing right. There was something wrong with it. It felt like a mechanical misfire of some sorts, and to do that I had to take the rocker housing off. Now the last video I made did cover the gray sludge coming out of your breather, specifically if you just had your engine rebuilt or a new engine or head work done. If you have gray sludge coming out of your breather tube, for starters, make sure that you have enough ventilation to make sure it's not pushing too much oil out. But the main thing I covered was the freeze plugs at the top of the head. Now I did not realize that the plugs on the top of my head were actually not stock. They're actually pipe plugs, which are thread sealed, right? And every single one of those was leaking. It wasn't leaking enough to mix the coolant into the oil, but it was leaking enough to evaporate up into the top of the valve cover and then come out the breather tube and get pushed out the breather tube as this nasty gray sludge. So the last thing you guys heard was that I was going to fix that. So what I did was I removed every single plug and I Teflon taped. And the reason I picked Teflon tape was actually, the main reason was because it was quite obvious that the last time they were installed it was used liquid sealant, which is great, can be great as long as the threads are actually fitted properly. That can work great, but it didn't work this time. So I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to do Teflon tape. It'll be quick and easy. I did drain the cooling system and I Teflon taped all of them, and I re-pressure tested the cooling system. I did have one plug that was still leaking, and it appears to be, from what I've learned and understood, that it might possibly have been threaded too far down, which isn't the end of the world. So what I did, because Teflon tape actually helps fill physical space a lot better than liquid does. So what I did was I drained the cooling system again. I removed it, and I put about 5 times as much Teflon tape on there as I thought necessary. And I put it back in there, I torqued it down, I refilled the cooling system, I re-pressure tested it, and guys, we're good to go. Alright, so if you guys are having this issue with these threaded plugs and you can't seem to get them to seal, try Teflon tape. It's better than having to replace your head because the threads aren't quite right, or whatever the case may be. Teflon tape could be your lifesaver. So I just thought I'd make this video to let you guys know.